Hello, Hola, Konnichiwa, Salaam, Ciao Namaste. Peace to all. This is the Pink Elf in the Room conversation. And to everybody out there, we are going to talk about what we were talking about yesterday. Simply about letting go. We had talked about how just cleaning house, how important it is to clean the house out of the self and get out of that system of whatever past situations you feel, whatever people have ever told you about who you are, whatever thoughts you think of who you are due to the fact of what people have said. Hold on just a minute, guys. Froze over on Periscope. Okay, and we're live again. Hopefully, if it works, it doesn't work. I mean, if it works, then we'll keep it on for Periscope. If it doesn't, I'm sorry for the people on Periscope. Watch on YouTube, and we'll keep going from there. But we had already talked about how important it is to clean house and the importance of your own past, getting rid of your past and everything, getting rid of all the things that have happened to you, what that you think of yourself, getting rid of whatever you think of yourself due through moral standards of what other people have stated about who you should be in the world. Now, none of this is really important except cleaning out the self to grow and evolve who you truly are. We we get in the way of who we are and won't allow us to push ourselves even further when it comes to our wealth, our success, our happiness, our love, our wisdom, our knowledge, our peace, whatever it is that you desire in your life. It's up to you to allow, yourself to grow that within who you truly are. No matter what anybody says out there in the world. Um, and like I said, in my own experience, I've had so many times where, due to my past and due to people who have brought in my past that I was like this or that, that it has brought me down to feel as though I'm not good enough when truth is I am. And many people, the reason they do that is because what you see in others, you see in yourself. And you have to have a little more sympathy for those people because they too are trying to grow within who they are. If they try to demand things from you, try to tell you who you are at the end of the day, it's because they're still trying to figure out who they are at the end of the day. And it's never perfect for people like that. And that's where you have to be willing to see the sympathy in other people around you instead of feeling like, well, you were wrong and I'm right and everything. It's not about that. People go through things every day, and yeah, even though people may hurt you and everything, if For the people on Periscope, if you don't check this out, check it out on YouTube. I discussed this before about a saying from Mother Teresa. Thank you, appreciate it by the way. Is it little pants? Thank you. But if people assume you to be a certain way, in a sense, if people assume you to be a horrible person, whatever they assume you to be, keep going anyways. Keep being who you are, because at the end of the day, the fight is not between what everyone else in the world thinks of you. It is just now as you see the energy of life itself in you. At the end of the day, that is what it truly is. It's you and yourself alone. So, the question is, what will you do? What will you do when things go awry and people feel a certain way about who you are? That's the question you have to start asking yourself is, are you going to let what other people say affect you in the long run? The hatred they bring or whatnot, or are you going to be willing to push yourself even further? Thank you, by the way. What Soulology means is a science of the soul. And that's what we discuss each and every day for our new people who are on here from Periscope. But you're going to have people who are going to tell you who you are at the end of the day, what you should be, and so on and so forth. Like I said, what choices are you willing to make? You define the soul as energy of who you truly are. The energy of the soul is actually your actual being of who you truly are at the end of the day. This body you have is kind of like how we drive a car. You're not the car, but you're the one driving the car. Your body your body is the car, and your soul is your actual being. You are using this like a car to function and experience. So in the experience you're creating right now, you have a decision where you can stay the way you desire to be and feel perhaps horrible about yourself, or perhaps feel amazing about yourself at the end of the day. So when you're growing that experience of who you are, it's all a decision on what you're going to create in this moment. There is no past, there is no future, there's only now. In this moment of now, you create your either heaven of what you like, or your amazing, beautiful life, or your hell. The hell of which could be what frustrates you about what you think of yourself, and so on and so forth. In my own experience of everything, I for years had a hatred of myself due to a lot of things that are said out there in the world, due to a lot of things that happen with me with family, due to a lot of things with other people around me. And I didn't think much of myself. But as I've grown over the years to who I am now, I've learned how important it is to love me, of course. And this is why I keep this statement, and I've constantly said it, is betrayal of the self is still betrayal nonetheless. It is the highest betrayal. And the reason why it's the highest betrayal, because at the end of the day, no one is going to love you more than you love yourself. It is vitally important that you love you for who you are, No matter what other people say, no matter what other people think of you, no matter what other people have done to you, you have to let yourself love you for you. If you don't keep that in mind with who you are, it becomes a very burdensome task, because you are in your mind, you're constantly thinking, what do they think of me? What about this? What about that? I don't know, like, do they hate me? Do they not? And so on and so forth. You're gonna have a lot of people who think those things. Well, no, of course not. You may not think that, and that's perfectly fine. I remember I use the word some. Some people feel that way, where they and appreciate that, Billy Bob. I said that for the fact that there are genuinely some people who feel that way, where you could be around a few people, maybe even going on a date, and you're hoping, am I saying the right things? Is she okay if I say this? Or with even family, like, is this acceptable? Is that unacceptable? And of course, I'm speaking through my experience and the people I've known in my life and the people I've known around me, different statistics of different people around the world who've had that same issue of anxiety. It's kind of like with people when you go on stage and you do a speech. People are terrified of doing a speech. They freak out. More people in the world are more terrified to do a speech than death itself. And that's an interesting thing, that we're so afraid of that. And that has been something that's come on my mind when I've been on a stage, is what do they think of me? Did I do my best? And so on and so forth. So none of that really matters. All that matters is that you choose to make something amazing and great out of that moment. You have to be willing to put in yourself that this is going to be a fantastic moment, whether it's doing a speech, whether it's enjoying your life and your own happiness, whether it's simply growing your wealth. You have to be willing to simply see that within who you truly are. Well, that's where you create your own wealth, and you have to put the mindset inside who you are in creating that wealth, no matter what other people say or do. So, look within yourself and you will be able to find these things. But we will be ending it here. But to everybody out there, just know, have a good morning, have a great afternoon, and a fantastic evening. And just remember always, 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 that you are the gods, the goddesses, and the creators within. So have a good morning, a great afternoon, and a fantastic evening. Namaste.